Welcome to this year's Kinder Roundup. We would like to get started with a special message from Dr. Renty.
So hello, everyone, and welcome to REACH. I'd like to be the first person to welcome you to our school. I'm Dr. Renty. I'm the Executive Director and founder of REACH Leadership STEAM Academy. As you may already be aware, we have been in existence for 9 years. When you join us next year, we will be going into our 10th year of operation. We trust that this will be a very rewarding experience for you. Our team of kindergarten teachers are definitely some of the best. Our students leave kindergarten every year at or above grade level. Nearly all of them in the high 90 percentile. Our students are at grade level leaving kinder, ready for first grade, ready to learn and ready to go. Next year we do expect, if you don't mind muting, if you could just mute yourselves, that would be fantastic. Awesome. So next time we do
Dr. Renty, you're muted. Sorry.
There we go. So next year we fully expect to have the majority of our students in person, learning in person. We may have a small contingency of students who those parents choose to elect home study, but that would be 100% student driven or parent driven. As for our teachers and our educational program, we plan to be back to normal as long as the numbers of new COVID cases continue to drop. That being said, we do plan to keep many of the same protocols that we have had in place this year that have kept our students and our staff safe. So we have things like hand washing stations and regular times for hand washing, physical distancing to some small extent, and just making sure that any materials that we're sharing are cleaned in between use. But that being said, I'm going to leave you in the hands of our very well-abled and competent kinder team. And again, welcome to REACH. And if you have any questions or concern, you can always reach out to me whenever you need to. Thanks again. So back over to you, Mrs. Gill.
Thank you so much, Dr. Renty. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so some of the items that we will be going over are our daily routines, overview of our curriculum in TK and Kinder, some must-know information for families, recommendation and guidelines, staying in the loop with your teacher and the school, some recommended supplies, Wednesday activities for food allergies, and then of course, end-of-year events and reminders. Okay, so we would like to welcome our TK Kinder team. My name is Mrs. Gill. I teach kindergarten.
My name is Ms. Dominguez and I teach kindergarten.
My name is Ms. Clatt and I also teach kindergarten.
My name is Ms. Hokinson and I teach TK.
And missing from our team today is Ms. Contreras. She's busy doing a few assessments today with some of her students.
Okay, so I'm going to go over daily routines. Now, of course, we have daily routines in our classroom, but we want to share with you what we would love for you to do at home with your children. So first off, we would love for you to check and always clean out folders and backpacks daily. Homework folders, we will send that and provide that for your child to take home. But every day we'll either add flyers or announcement, even bi-weekly announcement or packets for your child to send home. So always make sure to check those out. In terms of backpack, we have little cubbies. So we do ask that you have smaller backpacks that could fit the 12 by 12 inch cubby. And then in regards to homework, we're hoping when we come back to normalcy next year, we will have reading logs every day, every night. And we hope that you just take a little bit of time and read to your child 10 minutes because it makes a tremendous difference. We will also provide family projects. So each month we will have a project where you get to do something together as a family, because we do like to promote family time, because nowadays we don't have a lot of that, and we would love for our kinders to spend more time with their families doing being creative and just thinking outside of the box and doing some fun projects together. And then we also have some recommendation for items for you to have at home, just to reinforce the learning at school, like dominoes and cards and dice and these rec and rec, to help them review the 5-way and the tens and adding in addition. So these are great manipulatives for math. So these would be great for you to have at home. In terms of attendance, so every morning we expect your child to come to school by 7:40 a.m. If you do arrive to campus after 7:50, that will be considered tardy, and we would like you to come to the office so that they can help your child fill out a form. And if there are absences for 3 consecutive days or more, we would like a doctor's note, just so we are aware what's going on. But you can also let us know ahead of time as well. And of course, when we have our meet and greet and you get a parent-student handbook, just make sure you read through all of those pages and guidelines to understand our attendance policy.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our curriculum overview. Okay, so taking a look at the kinder curriculum, we try to keep things hands-on as much as possible, especially because we are setting the foundation for a lot of these students as they start their school journey with us. We use a lot of whole brain teaching, a lot of music, hands-on, just trying to keep the students engaged as much as possible. And all of our curriculum, ELA, math, and science, is all Common Core aligned. Taking a brief look into the TK curriculum, they also align very much with the kinders, doing everything hands-on as much as possible. They're learning while they're completing their centers, working independently with their partners and their teachers, using whole brain strategies as well. Their languages, arts focus on the alphabetic principles, sight words, and CVC words, and math focuses on number sense and numbers and shape recognition.
All right, so these are some must-knows pretty much for the whole time that they are here at Reach. And so for the uniform and dress code, the shirts have to be Oxford white down button-down shirts. So no polo shirts, basically. Any hoodies and sweaters that students wear to school must be solid navy, gray, or white. So that just means one solid color with no patterns, no logos, or anything like that. Pants, shorts, skirts, and jumpers that students wear must be navy or khaki. So that means no jeans or no cargo shorts or pants, anything like that. Any socks and tights that students might wear, like in the cold weather, must be solid navy or white. So again, no patterns on it, no logos, anything like that. And shoes must be closed-toed shoes with socks. This is for safety reasons, since students are playing outside and since we move around a lot and they're doing PE, so they're always up. So we want to make sure that they're safe. And we do recommend for kinders to wear Velcro strap shoes, because most of them don't know how to tie their shoes yet. So again, it's a safety precaution. We don't want anyone to be stepping on their shoelaces or anything like that. And then aside from the uniform, we do have a few spirit days. So on Wednesdays, we allow students to wear university or college shirts for College Wednesdays. But with that, they do have to still wear the uniform bottoms. And if they're wearing any sweaters, it still has to be uniform. So basically just a shirt, or if they have a college sweater, that's fine. Everything else still has to be uniform. And then on Fridays are spirit days. So we do house colors. So once your student gets their house, on Fridays, they can come to school wearing house colors or wearing their house shirts. And so house shirts, again, once they get their houses, they can be purchased in the front office. And so there's a link for the school uniform guidelines flyer with images that we have on the next slide. So this is a visual of what the uniform should look like. So you can see that the shirts are completely buttoned down, again, no polos, and everything else that they wear is just one solid color with no patterns on it, no logos. And on the bottom, it kind of has some suggestions of where to buy things. So here's some suggestions on where to purchase uniforms, just in case you have some trouble finding them. These are some suggestions that we have. So for dismissal, if you are picking up your student through walk-up, you can pick up your student at our classroom doors by the kinder gate from 2:45 to 3 p.m. If you are picking up a student through walk-up with any 1st or 6th grade siblings, they can be picked up by the main gate from 3:15 to 3:30. And then anytime after 3:30, they would be picked up in the office. If you're picking up your student through drive-up, then you can pick up your student at 2:45 for TK and kinder only. If your student is going home through drive up with the 1st through 4th grade sibling, then drive up for 1st through 4th grade opens at 3:15. And if they are going home with any siblings that are in 5th or 6th grade, drive up opens for those students at 3:30 p.m. And there is an after school program if needed, and more info is available for the after school program in the front office. If you do want to park so that you can walk up and pick up your students, if you park on the streets, it's free, but if you park at the UCR lot, there is a fee.
So I want to just go over a few recommendations for students. Again, we do want Velcro shoes just for safety reasons, and since they can't tie their shoes yet. Water bottles need to be something that they can open and use themselves easily. And we do recommend that you have snacks for both recesses. Parents should check Class Dojo daily. There will be messages coming from the school, from your teacher to the whole class, and then specific messages to you about your student. And of course, the Reach Parent Hub is a great place to get information as well. Also, make sure you label everything, jackets, lunch pail, backpack, but everything you can think of, because if it gets lost, we want to be able to get it back to you. Just a few suggestions on how to get your child ready for TK. We recommend you work on building listening stamina, work on name recognition so they know their first name and not just their nickname, the correct pencil and scissor grip, being able to follow two-step directions, and you could make it fun at home. Let's say you're making dinner, you could be asking them to do something and bring it to you, so play with that. Being able to use the restroom independently is really important, and completing small tasks independently. Going back to restrooms, being able to use it on their own, including wiping, is really important for both TK and kindergartners. We want to make sure that they are able to wash their hands and keep their eyes and hands to themselves. And practicing using the proper amount of toilet paper as well at home would be great, as well as no playing in the bathroom. For lunch and snacks, we do not allow sharing for many reasons, including allergies. And so we want to make sure they don't share. They clean up after themselves. They eat their food before they play so that they're not hungry later, and that you pack healthy snacks for them. And of course, practicing not taking other kids' food, even if it's offered.
So now we will go over ways to stay in the loop with your teacher and the school. We have a few different options that we use here at Reach. The first is Class Dojo, which is updated almost daily, if not at least weekly by the school. This will be your main go-to place. Teachers will post daily reminders. They will also send messages, and then the school is also posting reminders for upcoming events and other such things. As a TK Kinder team, we will also be sending newsletters, which would be bi-weekly. Once again, going back to the Reach Parent Portal, which is just managed by our Reach person, and they have all the information that you can need on there and see on there about the houses, the teachers, everything. That's your one-stop place. We also have our Facebook and Instagram pages, and then of course, Aries will be your go-to place so you can check on your students' grades to see how they're doing in class.
So I'm going to go over some supplies. Now, these are the supplies that a lot of us teachers use pretty much year round. Band-Aids, definitely a need. We always use expo markers because we do centers, we do whole group with expo markers. So that's a great way to just make it more engaging and interactive. We use tissues a lot, especially during the flu season. And then we also need a lot of glue sticks for our crafts and activities. We love the jumbo pencil, but we also use regular ones too. And we like the jumbo one, the larger one, because it helps them with the grip a lot better. And it helps develop and transition with that fine motor skills. Clorox wipes, big need. We always disinfect and clean everything. And then hand wipes, that's also a big need, especially after we do activities. We always need erasers because we encourage, mistakes, and we always do mistakes, and that's okay. And then of course, baby wipes throughout the year, because anything that's cleaning materials, we will need it.
All right, so I'll be going over some activities that we do once a month on Wednesdays. So every other month, we have something called Wacky Wednesday, where students get to do a STEAM activity, which is usually a fun challenge for them. And it just gets them used to using the engineering process. And usually for these STEAM activities, we do have a lot of supplies that they use, and it's very hands-on, and sometimes it is a little challenging for them. So usually we do have volunteers, and we usually do need donations. But for that, it'll be with the individual teacher that will usually send out a sign up, and then you can sign up to volunteer or to donate supplies for that. And just so you know, this is not a free dress day. Students are still required to wear uniforms on these days. And then every other month, we also have Art Wednesday. So this is another fun activity that students get to do to learn about different artists and their styles, and they get to practice some of those styles. And again, this is not a free dress day. They are still required to wear uniforms on these days, or their college shirts since it's College Wednesday.
Regarding food allergies, we want to make sure that there's a doctor's note if there's a known allergy and that they're reported to the office. There are sometimes also snacks that are done with your teacher, so we want to make sure we have the most all of that on hand, as well as for breakfast and lunch and things that are provided by the school.
So I'm going to go over some of our end of the year events. Now that we are going back to normalcy, we're hoping to have and allow families to participate in these fun end of the year activities. So one of the activities that we have is spring performance, where each class will get to do a little performance, but we're also doing a big class school-wide carnival. So families are invited, and more information will definitely be given out for as the event gets as the events get closer. And then we also have our STEAM Expo, and this is our open house event where all the students get to showcase their big engineering process activity that they've been working on for the last few months. And then we have our field trip. Each grade will have a field trip, and we will allow 5 chaperones per class, and that will be determined by a raffle if you are interested. But more information will come out in regards to chaperones. We're hoping that we can continue that for next year. And of course, we have our kinder promotion. And this is when we get to celebrate their end of the year, their completion of kindergarten with a nice cap. And then they get to have a free dress, so dress something really nice. And they get to come up on stage to do a little performance and get their little certificate.
So these are just some reminders. Don't forget to always read all of the documents and flyers that are sent out. So the best way to do that now is to stay up to date with the parent hub. And then once you are enrolled into school, once you have your teacher, the best way to do that is again with Class Dojo. Still the parent hub, but mostly Class Dojo is where you'll be getting that information. Also, please don't forget to sign up for Kinder and TK assessments. So Rachel Staler, she'll be sending out the link to your emails with the schedule, and more info will be shared soon, but assessments will most likely be scheduled for the first week of August. And also, please remember, once you receive it, to read and sign the parent-student handbook. And so you will probably receive it at the meet and greet or back to school night.
All right, and a few more things to keep in mind before we close out. Meet and greet is already scheduled. This is our big open house event where you guys get to find out who your child's teacher will be. This will be scheduled for August 18th. So you get to come on campus, meet the staff, get paperwork from your teacher, meet the teacher in person. You also get to sign up for lunch if you're able to apply for the free or reduced lunch. And also on this day, you get to sign up if needed for after school program. And our first day on campus will be August 23rd. So we're looking forward to having everyone here on campus, and we're excited to have your child in our classroom. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Once again, thank you so much for stopping by today and getting a quick look into the TK Kinder program here at Reach Leadership STEAM Academy. Thank you so much for joining us, and we're looking forward to an amazing year and hopefully being back to normal a little bit more than what this year was. So thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your time.